Hello, Beez Bladers. Welcome back and welcome newcomers to the channel. I have 5 new Bosties to share with you guys and gals. I have this one that just released the day of this video. Then I have another one that was just released. And then I have 2 more that were just released recently. And then I have one that hasn't been released yet. It's a prototype. We're going to check it out and we're going to see if we like it or not. So hang on for that. And we're going to start with this bad boy. This is the new Bostied Gator Warncliffe. Oh yeah, that's right. You heard me. Now check this out. It looks like it doesn't have a deep carry or a reversible clip. It's going to look like this right here. So you are going to be able to switch your clip back and forth. A nice beefy clip that works very well. The one that's on this one right here, this is a prototype. It's not going to look like this. It's going to look like that. And this has this beautiful awesome micarta. It's not super rough. It's not aggressive. It's just right. It's Goldilocks micarta frag. That's what I'm talking about. Now, on this one, the one that just released today, if you're watching this video the day the video came out, the studs will not come on the knife. They'll be in the package. You can put the studs on if you want to add a third opening option, because you'll have a rear flipper, you'll have a front flipper, and if you put the studs on it, you'll have studs. And speaking of studs, let's use one right now. Pow! Right in the kisser. Oh, mama. Look at that blade. Holy freaking cow. This sucker is a beast. From tip to tip, it is 9.13 inches. Your blade is 3.75 inches long. Your blade stock thickness is 132 thousandths of an inch. And check this out. This is an ultimate slicing machine. 14 thousandths behind the edge. So it has that tall, flat grind for some awesome sliciness. It has a T8 in the pivot, T6 for your body screws, and it is going to have the reversible pocket clip that looks just like this. I'm going to show you this knife here just in case you haven't seen it. But oh my goodness, look at that. It has such good action and it's completely drop shutty. This reminds me of like a kind of like a dodo bird. And here's its eye. It's like a mean dodo bird, or maybe it's some type of eagle. I don't know. You tell me what kind of bird it is. But if you don't get knives that are big enough for you and you have bigger hands or you want a bigger knife, this one is going to fit the bill. My hand is 4 inches from here to here, 3.5 from here to here, and from the bottom of my palm to the tip of my middle finger is 7.25. And this is what it looks like in my hand. I have plenty of room. And because it doesn't have a back flipper, you can choke all the way up and really get up in it. And this is a true Warncliffe. It is absolutely flat. You could actually use this in the kitchen or for camping to do a little bit of choppity chop chop. And it has just the slightest bit of a fuller right there. I like these angles. These angles look very, very nice. And it does have a very strong tip. Now, this prototype did not have a captive pivot, but I can tell you right now that the one that you can go and get right now, and I will have affiliate links in the description and in the comment section if you want to support the channel. If you're going to go get one or check them out anyway, I'd really appreciate it. And while you're at it, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button and hit the thumbs up button and all that fun stuff. But back to the knife. So this Bruiser weighs 5.6 ounces, and I gotta say, I really like it. There are times when you want a bigger knife, or if you have a large size hand, if you have an extra large hand, you have plenty of room. And I like how they slanted this in the back. That gives you extra room if you have big hands, big old chunky fingers. But I really do like it. It has very, very nice jimpy. And the blade steel, 14C28 in, baby. The deployment, I have no qualms whatsoever. It's absolutely smooth. This thing has multi-row bearings on the inside of this pivot. When I took it apart, I was like, oh snap. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So, I mean, there's not a lot to nitpick. The jimping up front here is just perfect. The jimping back here on this flipper is perfect. If I was going to find a nitpick, one would be to maybe make that plunge grind be abrupt and come straight down, or add a little bit of more area so you don't put a smile when you're sharpening just like that. You don't want to get that smile. And these come in 4 different variations. You could get the stonewash or the satin blade, and there's a couple different colors for the frag. Now, one other thing, if I could make a suggestion to Vosteed, would be make the area under the clip, well, let me use this one because this is what the clip will look like. Make the area under the clip smooth, kind of like they do on the Spyderco Delica. That way, you don't risk having it being rough and tearing your pockets up over time if you carry this knife a lot. That would just be an easy thing to do, is just make a smooth area right there. And since we have it out, check it out. This is the other version of the Vosteed Gator. This is the sheep's foot. This is what that one is going to look like, because this is not a prototype. It's 14C, 28N, absolutely gorgeous. And this one, instead of thumb studs, you have a thumb hole. So you can use it with your thumb, you can reverse flick it, you can also top flick it and front flick it, all to your heart's content. And look at this blade. Oh, this one is just a hair longer than the other version. So here's what both versions look like if you're hankering for a big old slicer. Now, the Gator version, the sheep's foot, it also has 14C 28N, weighs 6.2 ounces, and both of these run around 69. Like I said, I will have links in the description where you can go check them out. But this one, a little difference, it has collar. It has collar for the copper. It has copper colored pivot collar, which makes it look very, very nice. And this one, just as smooth, and behind the edge, I believe this one was 14 or 15 thousandths of an inch. So it is a very tall, flat grind. Both of these are going to be excellent slicers. It's going to come down to, do you like a bigger knife? Do you have a bigger hand? And what blade style do you prefer? Just in case you don't know, all of the Vosteeds come in a very nice tin, and they all usually come with a sticker and a pouch and a cleaning thing and a card and a warranty information. There's a sticker you get with this. Check it out. It's a Gator. Now, these next two, I'm just going to show them to you rather quickly because these are reversions of a totally loved, one of the, if not the budget lock of the, I don't know, it's 2 years in a row. Does that mean something? But this is the Vosteed Raccoon, and this one has the Axis style lock. This might be my favorite of the Raccoons. There are many different versions. One other version is this one right here, which is the button lock. The button lock works so smooth. This is a strengthened button lock. They've strengthened the button up to be, this is what I would call more of a medium use. This one would be a little harder use because of the strength of that Axis style lock. I can't remember what they call it. Every company calls it something different, but your blade steel, it's 14C 28N, baby. And they have different colors and versions of these. I will have links in the description if you want to go check these out. And I think these run around $59, but this is the perfect EDC knife. A gift knife, if you have someone and you want to get them into knives, you get them one of these bad boys, super lightweight, and you can get them with the black stonewash, or you can get I believe they have the regular stonewash and the satin going on, but I really like this. Oh my goodness. So you get it out of your pocket, use it, go like this, put it back. It's definitely very one-handed, and the detent is not too bad. It holds itself in very well. You have a forward area because there's no flipper. You can get your hand up here and get a total good grip on it. You can get up here and really get in it to make a hot dog stick or a marshmallow stick. And if you want something a little more flicky, a little softer to the hand. Oh, by the way, this is adjustable. The tension, if you have maybe some arthritis or you don't like the pull, if the tension is too much, it has 3 slots in here. It is very easy. You can move the spring and make it tougher or lighter. So you can make this as lightly flickable or a little tougher flickable. This one, you cannot. It's a button lock. But this is a tried and true one of the, quintessential knives. Everyone went crazy about these when they came out. And they're available at one particular place right now, and I have the link to that. So that'll be in the description. That is 2 of the new Vosteed Raccoons. And since we're talking about raccoons and animals, you know what I think I should do? Let's give you a sneak peek of what's to come. Oh yeah, you ready? This is the Vosteed Mini Raccoon. Yeah, that's right. You heard me. And it's red and black. Of all things, channel colors. It has red G10 back spacer, and you have a reversible deep carry pocket clip. It is inset into the liners. The flat screws. Vosteed's totally listening to the knife community. So if the original Raccoon was just a little too large for you and you wanted a smaller knife, maybe a smaller, a little bit lighter weight, There you go. There's your size difference with it closed. But let me show you this. And this one has a flipper. And it has excellent grabby jippy. Grabby jippy? It has grabby jippy. And it does a great job. Snap! Check that out. And this one is a liner lock. So you have all these different versions of the Raccoon. Now you have a liner lock with a thumb hole that you can use with your thumb, and it's very snappy. It has a nice snap to it. It has a very good lockup. Is it centered? It is centered, and it has a strong tip. Check out the tip. So this one in my hand, luckily you do have a little bit of forward choil here. Now, if you have big chunky hands, the forward choil might be too small, but it does work for my hand. Now, if I choke back, can you choke back? If I come back here, it gets a little short. So this choil actually makes it very nice. It is smaller, and this is what it looks like next to the regular size Raccoon. So there's your difference. The other difference is being that this is a liner lock, and then you have a button lock, and then you have the crossbar lock. Now, I am a huge fan of liner locks. Liner locks and bolster locks or nested frame locks are kind of in my favorite, and this has such a good detent and such a nice snap to it. So this is going to be a very lightweight carry, and it only weighs 3.1 ounces, which is very nice. Now your blade length is 2.9 inches. Your cutting length is 2.73 inches. So people that have that 3-inch blade rule, you don't even have to worry about it. Overall, from tip to tip, it's 7.7 inches. Closed, 3.99 inches. So it's right there at a 4-inch long knife. It is small. This would be a great summer carry. I like it. I think they're going to do well with it. Now, with my hand being larger than this knife, that puts the pocket clip in my hand right here, kind of making it a warm spot. Not quite a hot spot, but it's getting there just because of the size of my hand. So if you have small to medium hands, this is going to fit your hand very well. Kind of disappears in mine. I do have a full grip, but that pocket clip is making itself known. So there is the Vosteed Mini Raccoon. I love you all to pieces. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I hope you enjoyed checking out these new Vosteeds and the one that hasn't even been produced yet. And Vosteed is wanting feedback. They're like, hey, let us know. Tell us, because they do listen. If you have improvements to be made, they will listen to your improvements. And by the way, you have plenty of room for sharpening with this mini Raccoon. So go watch this video. You're really going to enjoy that. And until I see you in the Hive stream on Friday nights or in the lives or in the chats, leave me a comment. Tell me how you're feeling about these knives. And remember, live life in the present. Keep a Band-Aid handy and don't cut yourself.